Hello students. Today we are going to study a new topic in paper second. The name of the topic is oscillators. Oscillators. So we have already studied about amplifiers. So oscillator is nothing but it is an amplifier, but no signal is necessary. No external signal, input signal is necessary for oscillators. The oscillators generates different types of AC waveforms, sinusoidal or non-sinusoidal waveforms. It generates or it oscillates. Okay, so sinusoidal means sine wave signals, and non-sinusoidal signals are triangular waves or rectangular waves or sawtooth waves or square waves. So these are the non-sinusoidal signals. Okay, so these oscillators generates uh, various types of electrical signals which are sinusoidal or non-sinusoidal with different or various frequencies. For example, 1 kilohertz, 10 kilohertz frequency. So what is frequency means it is the number of cycles per second. So these oscillators generates various waveforms with various frequencies. Okay, so first of all, we will study the definition of oscillator. What is oscillator? What is oscillator? So oscillator is an electronic device. Oscillator is an electronic circuit which converts DC into DC energy into AC. DC energy into AC. It generates periodically varying uh, AC electrical signal. AC electrical signal at the output. Okay, an oscillator does not need an input signal. Okay, an oscillator does not need an any in for amplifier. Input signal is necessary. Input signal is given to the input of amplifier, then amplifier amplifies that electrical signal. But for oscillator, no electrical signal is no input signal is necessary. Okay, it generates AC signal with various frequencies. So this is the definition of oscillator. Now what are the uses of oscillators? What are the uses of oscillator? What are the uses of oscillator? So audio signal generators or oscillators, which is this oscillator is used for testing the performance of stereo amplifiers. For testing the performance of stereo amplifiers and other devices, which other devices which operates in AF range. AF means audio frequency range. The audio frequency range is 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Okay, so these audio signal generators uh, generates audio signals, and these signals are fed to the amplifier circuits, stereo amplifier circuits, for testing the stereo amplifiers, and also the other devices which operates in audio frequency range. Then second, in radio and television broadcasting carrier signals in HF or VHF range, which are produced by using oscillators. Okay, so for testing radio or for testing TV circuits, uh, these oscillators are used. Then in radio and TV receivers, these in radio and TV receivers, there is a local oscillator circuit in radio or in TV receivers. So these local oscillator circuits generates high frequency signals. Okay, in radio and TV receivers also a local oscillator circuit is used. Now again in industry, in induction and dielectric heating, in industry, the induction and dielectric in induction and dielectric heating, high frequency oscillators are used. So these oscillators are capable of supplying heating power. These oscillators are capable. These are high frequency oscillators, and these oscillators are capable of supplying heating power. So in induction and dielectric heating, high frequency oscillators are used. So these are the uses of oscillators. Okay. Now we will study the classification of oscillators. Classifications of oscillators. So first of all, we will study the different types of oscillators. So first is according to waveforms used. According to waveforms generated. So according to waveforms generated, there are two types of oscillators. Sine wave oscillators, which is also called as sinusoidal oscillators. Sine wave oscillators. And second is a non-sinusoidal type oscillators, are also called as relaxation oscillators. Relaxation oscillators or non-sinusoidal oscillators. So these oscillators generates triangular waves, rectangular waves, or sawtooth type waves. Then second type is according to frequency generated. According to frequency generated, there are totally 6 types of oscillators. AF oscillators, that is audio frequency oscillators. This audio frequency range is from 20 Hz to 20 kHz. The second is RF oscillators, that is radio frequency oscillators. The radio frequency range is 30 kHz to 30 MHz. Then third type is video oscillators. Its video frequency range is up to 5 MHz. 5 MHz. Then fourth type is a HF oscillator. HF means high frequency oscillator. HF means high frequency oscillator, and this high frequency range is 3 to 30 MHz. 3 to 30 MHz. Then VHF, that is very high frequency oscillator. Its range is 30 MHz to 300 MHz. And last type UHF, that is ultra high frequency oscillator, and microwave oscillators. Its frequency is above 300 MHz. Above 300 MHz. Then according to associated circuit or components, there are 3 types. First is LC tuned oscillators. LC tuned oscillators. Then second is RC oscillators, and third is crystal oscillators. So these are the 3 types. LC oscillators. L means inductance, C means capacitors. The oscillators in which inductors and capacitors are used. So such type of oscillator is called as LC oscillators. Okay. Then second is RC oscillators, and third is crystal oscillators. Okay. So these are the different types of oscillators or classification of oscillators. Okay. Now we will study the block diagram of oscillator. Block diagram of oscillator. Block diagram of oscillator. Block diagram of positive feedback oscillator. Block diagram of, in oscillator there is one amplifier with gain A. There is oscillator is basically an amplifier with positive feedback system. So here this is an amplifier with gain A, then fraction of output is taken and it is fed back to the input of this amplifier. So through feedback network. So this feedback is normally positive feedback. So positive feedback is used in oscillator circuits. Positive feedback is used in oscillator circuits. Okay. So this is the block diagram of positive feedback oscillator. Now what are the requirements of oscillator? To produce oscillations, what are the requirements? To produce oscillations or sustained oscillations, what are the requirements? So first is there should be one amplifier with gain A, an amplifier with gain A. Second, positive feedback network. And third, amplitude limiting device. Amplitude limiting device. These are the requirements of an oscillator. First is an amplifier with gain A. Second, positive feedback network. And third, amplitude limiting device. Amplitude limiting device. Okay. So any external input signal is not necessary for an oscillator. External signal is not necessary. When DC supply is switched on, then oscillations are produced. The gain of the amplifier without feedback is equal to VO upon VI, that is output voltage divided by input voltage. Okay, the amplifier, the gain of the amplifier is without feedback. Without feedback, the gain of the amplifier, gain means it is the ratio of output voltage to the input voltage. It is called as voltage gain. Output ratio of output voltage to the input voltage, that is VO divided by VI or VO upon VI. This ratio is called as voltage gain. Okay, so voltage gain without feedback is equal to VO upon VI. Okay, and the voltage gain or the gain of the amplifier with positive feedback is equal to the gain of the amplifier with positive feedback is equal to AF is equal to A upon 1 minus A beta. AF is equal to A divided by 1 minus A beta, where A is the gain, voltage gain, and beta means it is a feedback factor. It is a feedback factor. It is called as beta. So A divided by 1 minus A beta. Okay. The gain of the amplifier with positive feedback of oscillator is equal to AF is equal to A divided by 1 minus A beta, where beta is equal to feedback factor. Okay. Then we will study the Barkhausen criterion of oscillations. Barkhausen criterion of oscillations. To produce sustained oscillations or continuous oscillations, to produce continuous oscillations or sustained oscillations, to produce sustained oscillations or continuous oscillations, then there should be there are three conditions. There are two conditions to produce sustained oscillations. So first is the loop gain, that is A beta, it should be greater than or equal to 1. A beta, first condition is the A beta should be greater than or equal to 1. A beta should be greater than or equal to 1. To produce sustained oscillations or continuous oscillations, A beta should be greater than or equal to 1. So this is the first condition. And second, the feedback should be positive. The feedback should be positive. Feedback means the output of amplifier is taken, and it is fraction of output is taken, and it is given to the input of the amplifier, uh, which is in phase with the input signal. We should be in phase with the input signal. It is called as positive feedback. It is called as positive feedback. So the feedback should be positive. The feedback should be positive, and the total phase shift from a input terminal through a basic amplifier, the feedback network back the feedback network back to the input terminal should be 0 or 2 pi or 2 pi. Okay, the feedback should be positive, and the total phase shift from input of the amplifier, the feedback network back to the input terminal should be 0 or 2 pi. That means their total phase shift should be about 360 degree. The total phase shift should be 360 degree. Here amplifier amplifies the input signal, which is 180 degree out of phase, and this feedback network produces again 180 degree phase shift. That means total 360 degree or 0 degree phase shift is there. So for to produce sustained oscillations, the total phase shift should be 360 degree or 0 degree. Okay. Then we will study about the tank circuit. We will study about tank circuit. What is tank circuit? When a charged capacitor is connected in parallel with inductor, then this type of circuit, that is this parallel circuit, that is capacitor and inductor are connected in parallel. So this type of circuit is called as tank circuit. It is called as tank circuit. Here charged capacitor is connected across the inductor L. This circuit is called as tank circuit. Okay, so if a charged capacitor C is connected in parallel with inductor L, then this type of circuit is called as tank circuit. Here the fully charged capacitor C, it is connected with the inductor L as shown in the figure. The energy stored in the electrostatic field, the energy capacitor is fully charged, and it stores an electrical energy in the form of electrostatic field. This capacitor stores electrical energy in the form of electrostatic field. So the energy is stored in electrostatic field of C. Now the capacitor discharges through this charged capacitor, then discharges through the inductor L. If charged capacitor is connected, then this capacitor discharges through this inductor L. Through this inductor L. After 1/4 cycle, that is, see here, this is a sine wave. This is a sine wave. Here, total is 360 degree. So this is a quarter, that is 1/4 cycle. This is half cycle. This is 3/4 cycle, and this is full cycle. Okay. So after quarter half cycle, that is after 1/4 cycle. Quarter means 1/4. So after 1/4 cycle, the energy is stored in the magnetic field of inductor. The energy stored in the magnetic field L. Then after 1/4 cycle, the induced magnetic field begins to collapse and sending electric current, and C gets charged in opposite polarity. Okay, the charged capacitor discharges through inductor L. Then after one fourth cycle, this magnetic, since the capacitor discharges through inductor L, it discharges, there is a magnetic field around this inductor L. Then after one fourth cycle, this magnetic field starts collapsing. This magnetic field starts collapsing, and it sends electric current. It sends then electric current, and then the C gets again charged. Since the current flows, then again this capacitor C starts charging, but here then this capacitor has an opposite polarity. First of all, upper plate is positive. Now this upper plate becomes negative and lower plate becomes positive of capacitor. Okay, so initially the capacitor discharges through inductor L. Then when the capacitor discharges through inductor, then a magnetic field develops, or magnetic field creates around this coil, and then after one fourth cycle, the magnetic field starts collapsing and it sends current, and since it sends current, then again this capacitor C charges, but now this capacitor has opposite polarity. Upper plate becomes negative and lower plate becomes positive. And now since this capacitor fully charged, again this capacitor starts discharging through this inductor L, and then there is a magnetic field around this coil, and but the energy stored in the magnetic field L, but this is it is in opposite direction. It is in, so after next 90 degree, the energy is again stored in the electrostatic field of capacitor. Thus the charging and discharging of capacitor produces oscillations. Okay, and this frequency of oscillations, the frequency of oscillations is given by Fo is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root LC. F is equal to 1 upon 2 pi root LC. Okay, so if there is no power loss in the circuit, then sustained oscillations are produced. If there is no power loss in the circuit, then sustained or continuous oscillations are produced. But in practice, there is some power loss during oscillations, as some resistance is always associated with LC circuit. Hence, energy is dissipated in the form of heat. Energy is dissipated in the form of heat. And second, some part of the energy is used in the generation of electromagnetic waves. Some part of the energy is used in the generation of electromagnetic waves if the frequency is high, and therefore damped oscillations are produced. These are the damped oscillations. Here in first cycle the amplitude is high, but then amplitude goes on decreasing. So such type of oscillations are called as damped oscillations. Here the amplitude is not constant, the amplitude goes on decreasing. The amplitude of wave goes on decreasing. So these are the damped oscillations. So this tank circuit produces damped oscillations. Damped oscillations. Okay. So we will stop here.